All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the honors and praises belongs to Yahweh Sham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Mahavakar Kodash. Shalom to the hopeful elect across the globe and to the few, very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days. It's going to be a quick hit. Lord willing, I want to make these lessons short. I don't want to really drag it out. And it's going to be concerning that movie. You know that movie Fallen, right? With Denzel Washington. You have to watch that movie, right? And that movie, what was he? He was a private investigator, right? And he was trying to solve a case with this woman. And that same spirit within that woman, I think it was a dead, mother or whatever, right? And that same spirit was bothering Denzel, right? Denzel Washington, right? Brilliant movie. Watch it. It's called The Fallen, right? And it really does show you. And the spirit was called, what was the name of the spirit? Azazel. That was the name of that spirit, Azazel. So it shows us how these spirits, these wicked ass spirits operate, right? And it was one spirit that kept jumping in different individuals and it was attacking Denzel Washington. So we're going to flow with the spirit. Lord, when this ain't going to be a long one, but it's just to let brothers know and really think about the stuff that's going on. And it is real life. It's based on the scriptures. Because these spirits were jumping into different people at different times. And the same thing happens again today. More so with brothers that are in the truth, that are open up to the spiritual realm. Right? So I want to go to Peter's, Abakashah. Because Satan's going to use people close to you, people around you, to try and hinder you from teaching this word. He's going to jump in them, especially if they don't have a defense. Because if they don't have a defense, they're open up to the enemy. And the enemy could use them to come up against you, start doing dumb shit. Go to 1 Peter's 1. And we're going to go to chapter 4. This is 1 Peter's 5. And jump straight to verse 8. Right? It says, be sober, be vigilant. So we have to be sober. You have to look around you. What's going on? Because your adversary, the devil, and the adversary, yes, is the devil, our enemy. Right? And the enemy can use anyone that's not in the truth, that's not really woken up. So those that have doors opened, and that's another reason why these attacks happen, because there's particular doors that people have. If they're not repenting, that means they have doors open. Example, if you're just eating, what's the example? If you're eating lobster, pork, swine, well, what do you think is going to happen? You're opening up doorways. Just like if you're smoking. You're opening up doorways for what? Spirits to attack you. Even if you don't realize it. So this is what happens because you don't have that hedge. And your devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So he can use anyone around you. He can use things. He can use objects. You may have something you like doing, but if you do it too much, he can use that against you. Right? Anything. Right? And right now he's using people. Yeah, he does that. He uses people around me, family. Right? And they just turn into demons. Start doing dumb shit. Because they don't have that covering. Walketh about seeking whom we may devour. And one may say, well, you got to rebuke. Yeah, we do rebuke the spirit. But really it's up to Yahweh Shai who he removes that spirit from. That wicked spirit. It's not really up to us. So as a roaring lion, so the devil's roaring, he's seeking for weak prey. And you notice the demons, they try to gang up when when there's more of them. They try to gang up, they try to isolate. So that's what these demons do. They try to isolate their prey. Right? When you're alone, this is how the devil operates. Works in packs or twos, threes. And he tries to get you when you're alone. Right? Like a bully. Right? But the beautiful thing is, if you have the spirit of Yahweh, you're not going to be bullied. Because that's how some people see it. right? Who's bullied? No, it's just demons, because that's how demons need to operate. They need to feed off energy. And these people that join these stupid fraternities, like, what did they get? They don't get, like, what, gift cards, what, a rental car. Seeking whom he may devour. So the devil's trying to destroy the elect. That's what he's trying to do. That's why he can send certain people in your life. You notice everything was going like good. And as soon as you're starting to, things are going really, really good, really well. And all of a sudden, people come out of nowhere. People that were once out of your life. And they appear out of nowhere. And you're like, yeah, that's Satan. Satan was trying to hinder me. Because nothing is a coincidence. Right? Seeking whom he may devour. So devour means destroy. So there's people with spirits upon them. They're trying to destroy you. Whether they know it or whether they don't. And it says, who is steadfast in the faith. So we have to resist. The scripture says, let's go to that. Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplishing your brethren. Go to James. And I know I'll go over this again and again because we need to. Right? People are taking orders. Go to James. Baba Kasha. This is James 4:7. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. So the more we submit ourselves, guess what? It says resist the devil. So you're supposed to resist. Don't give in. Especially when he starts messing with your mind. Because he also uses psychology. Tactics, gaslighting. Right? You know what gaslighting is? When, example, say if you're in a household, there's other people there. You just turn off the light and someone turns back on that light. That's a form of gaslighting. Right? There's many forms of gaslighting. Right? Many forms. You just close the door. The door gets open. Just different scenarios of gaslighting. You know why the devil gaslights you? So you can try to question yourself. It's a psychological manipulation tactic. Right? So that's the devil. Because what does he use? Tricks. Going back to Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So he uses wiles. And he uses people. Because he needs vessels to use. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. So there's various different ways we resist the devil. Right? Sometimes you don't want to give him too much of your time. Right? So if someone constantly has spirits upon them, sometimes you might have to remove yourself, right, from that situation. And I'm not saying this so that means you're a wussy, you're scared. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in terms of giving the devil your energy. Then other times you have to rebuke that spirit. So kind of works both ways when it says resist the devil. And this lesson is a form of resisting the devil. And he will flee from you. He will have no choice but to run. And once you confront the demons, they have to run. They start running because they're sent, right? And some demons can be sent to try to destroy you and your blessing. If you've ever figured everything's going good, then all of a sudden, just madness starts happening. Even though that's supposed to happen if you're in the truth. But all of a sudden, these people that you once knew in the world, everybody starts coming around, trying to stop you from going out, lying to people, spreading rumors, you're this, you're that, he's lazy, he doesn't work. Bro, so fucking what? So what? This is the main thing. Look, all of us are going to be judged according to our deeds upon earth. So when we are all judged, when all hell breaks loose, the Lord ain't going to ask you, how much hours was you doing? Now he's going to ask you, how much hours was you doing for him? The fuck were you doing for the devil? These little trivial things. Now, is it important? Is it important to, doing something? Yeah, but the main occupation is the truth. That's the main occupation. Because they're going to crash this market anyway. Then what do you have? Let me just keep it in the spirit. So that movie, Fallen, it's a spiritual movie. Real spiritual. Watch that movie. And this spirit, it jumps from person to person. Right? Person to person. And they all do the same thing. So it's the same, it's the same thing within the scriptures, same thing that happens in this spiritual realm. You got people being manipulated by demons, man. Because they're not strong enough and they don't have that defense. Now we get messed with, but the difference is we have that defense. The people, they're open to whatever matters. So the first thought that them demons put into their head, they run with it because they don't have that fortification. And I was the same way. That first thought you get, you just run with it to rebuke them thoughts. So I just want to read this because I want to go into my another lesson, and I want to keep these lessons short. Doing a lot of long lessons, I want to keep my lessons short. So this is just a few tips. How do you counter attack demons? Easy. There's many ways. Prayer, right? That's the main thing, prayer. So if you know, look, you're getting attacked and certain things are happening, and there's witchcraft as well, because witchcraft is being used. Because if you're being manipulated, if someone's trying to manipulate you, bro, that means that someone's trying to do witchcraft. Whether it's a small, doesn't matter. Manipulation is manipulation. It's witchcraft, right? And it could be anyone. It could be those out in the world. It could be even certain families do that as well. There's families that practice witchcraft against their children because they get jealous. They have envious eyes. Here it is. They hate what you're doing, but they watch all your videos. So prayer is one of the main ways you counter it. Psalm 23 is a very powerful prayer. Right? Excuse me, just a minute. Not just Psalm 23. There's a lot of Psalms. But let's go into Psalm 23. The Lord Yahushua is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Right? So we're led by Yahushua, and he restores our soul every single day. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because the devil wants you to fear him. Rather than fear Yahushua, he wants you to fear him. And there's many devices he's got. There's many antics he's got. Remember, he also uses technology, right? So yeah, he can mess with certain things as well. Your bodily structure, he can do that, right? I've already went into the technology part of it, right? He can do all those things, okay? Okay, but he's trying to install what? Fear in you, okay? Thou with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So we always got to remember that. That prepares a table before what? Me in the presence of my enemies, and that anoints my head with oil. My cup runneth over. So even in the midst of our enemies, Yahushua is anointing us with what? That oil, that salvation. And yes, he also uses, the devil, another one of his tactics. There's so many tactics. Yeah, he uses cars as well, right? You ever heard of road rage? Yeah, he uses cars as well, right? He uses cars, he uses people, right? He used the 5G, right? He uses 5G to try lower, right? Lower your vibration. I'm just giving you some tips. Watch the movie Fallen. I'm just giving you some tips. And the reason why, look, I want to give something away. The reason why he uses these cars, because I've already told you, if you have something called a frequency modulator, acoustic, right? And your 5G is attached to like an acoustic box, right? And them cars that go past, someone can switch it up and make it sound loud. They can turn it down. And not just that, every car that goes past the 5G or whatever it is, what does that do? It turns up the frequencies, right? And another thing I want brothers to notice as well is you may be walking on street, traffic slow, and as soon as you get up on street, cars are speeding. Bro, they're trying to destroy you, right? That's called toxins. So they track toxins, the planes, the cars. Bro, they're trying to destroy you. That's the devil. That's Satan. Right? And if you speed, say if you got 10 cars speeding, 50 cars, bro, what does that create? It creates toxins. Right? So you got to understand and catch on to the techniques of the devil. And not just that, like I said, if you have 5G towers, every car that goes past, it amplifies that field, right? So there's a lot of things happening and it gives off toxins, right? If you have a vent, right? The devil can also use a vent, right? To push through gases. So these devils, they're trying everything, but the Lord's exposing you, right? Because we're a threat to the kingdom of darkness. So a few things you could do to counter it as well. Remember, the reason why they do, what's the reason for 5G? They tell you, oh, it's for quicker connection. That's rubbish. That's complete rubbish. They use it and they weaponize it to dumb the people down, right? Because with 5G, it deals with frequencies, negative frequencies. And in this kingdom, they need negativity. Demons need that, right? So how do you counter that? First thing you want to do is open your doors, open your windows, right? I'm talking about in your household, your flats. If you feel like there's a level of demonic activity, open your doors, open your windows. I was told that from years ago through another brother, right? And also burn something sweet. Some say sage. I wouldn't say burn no sage. I'm not really someone that burns sage. I know a lot of witches like to do that. Burn some frankincense, something that's smelling sweet. Some say you can pour salt over your ledge, you know, the ledge of your doors and the window sills. I don't know if that works. I've never tried that, but they say salt also helps. Like I said, prayer is the main thing, right? Because we need to deal with this in the spiritual realm, right? And just remember, the people that are doing this, remember, they're getting judged. The Lord is judging them. Don't look at it, oh, well, no, the Lord is just having them do that. No, they're getting judged. The reason why they're doing that, because they're scared. They're in fear, right? And they've been told to do that, but by the way, right? It's masons that hire other masons, right? You got people, they have an obsession with you because you're able to see through their BS, right? And fasting is a very, very important thing as well. The more you fast, the more you're able to refrain, right, from these things that are going on, right? So you can refrain from what? Worldly desires and the flesh when you're fasting. So therefore, Satan doesn't have no leeway upon your flesh. And a quick tip, many religious groups and spiritualists say that demons get power from negative energy, which is true. Which is true. So, a part of these networks and 5G and even the cars, you know, the cars, the speeding cars that go past and it sounds like, woo. The scripture says your enemy has a roaring lion. A lion roars, right? What does a car do? A car roars. You ever heard them loud exhaust pipes? Ruff, 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 pop, 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 pop. Right? And some of them are not exhaust pipes. Some of them are, there's something called electric guns. Yeah, some of these people have electric guns as well. You can form them. You can make them. Right? So these are the things that we are warring against. Right? And it's to what? Create a negative force and a negative energy. Because if you have a negative energy, then they can demonically possess you. If you stay in a negative atmosphere, right? You got to understand how demons work, how they operate. A demon don't have any power unless you give it that power and that energy, right? And they also have weapons to induce heart attacks, false heart. They have weapons to do that. But guess what that is? That's nothing but demons, right? Control your emotions, right? Which is a key thing. Let me see if I can get some scriptures on that. This is spiritual warfare, man. Ain't no time to get comfortable. It's spiritual warfare, I'm telling you. These demons are trying to take brothers out. Right? And they're trying to, the reason why they do these things, because they're also trying to induce mental illness. So people can say, see, nobody done anything to him. You know, bro, these are all tactics from the devil, because you're exposing him. Quickly go to Proverbs 17, 16 and 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. So the mighty, right, whether it's military, whoever, the mighty, they have all these weapons, these carnal weapons and so forth, and 5G. They're considered mighty, right? He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. So we want to be slow to anger. And he that ruleth his spirit, when he that taketh a city. Verse 33, the lot is cast into the lap. And guess what? Have I done this before? No, I haven't. Right? You can cast lots, by the way. I want to shut off soon. You know you can cast lots righteously. The casting lot is like flipping a penny. And whatever side it lands on, right? You cast that lot based upon that. So we can cast lots. If you're not sure about something and you want to make a decision, if someone's scheming on you, plotting, or anything, you can cast a lot upon it. Right? But the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. The Lord makes the final say so of that lot. So we can cast lots also righteously. So where was we? Hold on. And you can also, yes, chant prayers as well. Make sure you control your emotions and your thoughts, because the devil knows what pisses you off. Remember, the devil studies you, right? So also prayer, chanting prayer, like example, demons, you're not welcome here. Leave. In the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I command you to leave, demon. You're not welcome here. So yes, you can speak these things into existence. Just how you have witches, warlocks, they're speaking evil into existence. So we want to speak certain things into existence, more so positivity. And try to stay away from negative films and avoid, right, negative music. Even though we listen to all types of music, but just try your best. Remember, they need a stronghold to feed upon. Yes, demons need a stronghold. Remember, they latch on. Right? A demonic spirit needs something to latch on to. Okay? Right? But if you're fasting, you're praying, you're studying, you're doing your videos, how can they latch on to you? They can't. They're going to have to latch on to those that are around you. Okay? What they're going to need to do. Okay? So we went to that Babakashah. Oh yeah, another thing as well. Remember to keep your good energy. Right? Remember to do that as well. Keep that good energy. Right? Because remember, they're blasting you every single day. Yes, bro, it's no secret now. And bro, I'm trying to even let my neighbors know. Yeah, even my neighbors, I'm even letting them know. They're getting hit with it as well. Yeah, so this ain't just out to the brothers in the truth. I'm letting the whole neighborhood know, the whole community, you're getting hit with these frequencies as well. Whether you know it or not. And just as I was talking about spirits, what do you have? You have one of them flies, right? There's a lot of witchcraft going on, right? You have to pray. And after this lesson, I think I'm going to have to anoint this household, right? Because there's spirits out here, right? You have witches circling your households as well, right? Muttering, whispering, okay? So that's why you have to keep a good energy, because demons, if you're in the spirit, if you're in a good mindset, demons hate that. Remember, the devil comes not to kill, steal, and to destroy. So when you're joyful, demons don't like that. When you're joyful in the Lord. Right? That's why you've got to pay attention. I have to pay attention to what's going on. Why are they doing what they're doing? What response are they trying to get? A negative response. And once you have a negative response, now it is possible that them demons can use that and gather leeway. And keep your place clean as well, because demons like dirtiness. They like filth. Right? That's a fact. Right? You ever seen a lot of flies around dustbins? Right? Lord of the Flies. Right? Demons like filth. So keep your environment clean. This is for myself as well, because sometimes I can get a bit mucky, right, with certain things, tidying up stuff and so forth. So keep the place clean, right, your environment. Okay. And gemstones, use gemstones as well. Gemstones are good, but the main thing is prayer and Yahweh Shai. But gemstones are good. There's different type of gemstones you can get. Quartz, red quartz, rose quartz. What else? Opal stones, different. What else is a carnelian stone? Brilliant for backaches, right? Carnelian stone. Look at these different stones. A lot of people say stones are for witchcraft. No, they're not. It's just that witches use gemstones for witchcraft, right? Just like fire could be used for good, fire could be used for evil. Just like water could be used for good, water can be used for evil. Just like technology could be used for good and it can be used for evil. So gemstones also help as well. Okay, because it cleanses. There's certain gemstones that cleanse negative energy. So what's my whole thing? Stay in the scriptures. That's how we keep our energy high, by being in these scriptures. Have you ever wondered why every time you do a video, there's some type of form of distraction, or there's some type of form of neighbors banging? Bro, it's because this system is based off negative energy. That's how the system runs. That's how the matrix runs. Because if you had positive energy everywhere, then the devil would have to flee. Right? That's just how it works. So stay in a positive mindset and hopeful. So with this, I'm going to shut off here. I did want to go on longer, but I want to get into the next video. Right? Lord willing, this is edifying. Right? And until the next time, shalom to the hopeful elect. And please, Babakasha, watch that movie Fallen. Right? Watch that movie Fallen. Its spirits are jumping. It's called spirit jumping from person to person to person. Right? And messing with Denzel Washington. So with this, I hope this was edifying. And until the next one, shalom.